There you have a really, really odd situation here. Bobby Yela, who has been aligned with the Cuban Assassin and the Mega Destroyer in the Foreign Legion, has accepted the challenge of Murphy Costigan, another un-American individual, and he has the full support of these fans for the first time ever. Bobby Yela in the ring defending that television title against Lord Murphy Costigan. Cuban out here, and it appears at this point that the Cuban is in the corner of Murphy Costigan. I don't even know what to make of this situation, fans, but we're going to have a match, and a verbal contract is as good as a written one. Bobby Yela accepted it right here. The TV title is on the line, 10-minute time limit right here. Each man sizing each other up. They go right into it with a collar and elbow lockup. Struggling for control, I would assume that Murphy is going to be the stronger of the two. He's going to have more leverage. He probably has more technical knowledge, but Bobby Yela, no slouch as a wrestler and as a brawler. Will not hesitate to take the match out onto the floor, and that is really his forte over and above a man like Murphy Costigan, who is a wrestler's wrestler, trained in that British tradition. Men like Billy Robinson, men like Les Thornton, just that type of wrestler, they get it done inside the ring. And Bobby Yela, much more of a street fighter. He is a good wrestler, an accomplished wrestler, but just not on the same level when it comes to mat wrestling and technical wrestling as Lord Murphy Costigan. And but he's working that arm right now. We've seen a series of reversals. Bobby Yela working on that left arm of Lord Murphy Costigan. He's got him down. Costigan quickly regains that vertical base, and a back heel trip sends Bobby Yela down and frees that left arm. Murphy showing that he's done some damage there, maybe a little bit of a stinger, maybe a little bit of numbness, maybe a Charlie horse in that left arm, and that's something that he can ill afford in a match of this magnitude. The title is on the line, fans. And there goes Bobby Yela with a bottom wrist lock, working it into an arm wringer and got that arm over. Back again, as you notice, he's got that pressure on the wrist, keeping that elbow locked out so that he can keep pressure on, and an excellent reversal there from Costigan. And Yela able to take him down. I'm a little surprised that he was able to come out on top in the battle of leverage there, but Yela mat wrestling and doing very well up to this point with a man like Costigan. Costigan with the head scissors and out of it. Let's see what Bobby Yela can do with this. A man like Murphy Costigan, very much used to using his whole body, using all four limbs as a weapon. You saw it earlier with that back heel trip, all perfectly legal. Right here, referee T.J. Walker is going to check and make sure that it's not a choke. Bobby Yela working his way up and out. He relieved some of that downward pressure. Let's see. Oh, and he's up and out and right back to the side headlock on Murphy Costigan. I'm really surprised at this, the fact that Bobby Yela is wrestling. I mean, he's actually wrestling with Lord Murphy Costigan. There he goes after that headgear, and Costigan's going to back out of that. In the corner with the Cuban, and the Cuban Assassin over there telling him, what are you doing, what are you doing? Big dissension here within the Foreign Legion, and really an alliance was last week where Murphy Costigan teamed with Mega Destroyer and Cuban Assassin in that six-man matchup, and definitely he blames Bobby Yela for that loss. And a boot to the midsection, cranks that arm over in the big shoulder. He's going to, that snapping action and that sudden impact, the short, sudden impact of that shoulder, and very, very easily take that shoulder out of socket. And Bobby Yela will be pretty much done for if that happens. And there he's working on the fingers. That is illegal. You can only work on the fingers as a unit, all four at once. You cannot separate the fingers as Murphy did. That is against the rules. And Yela firing back with a couple of right hands to the midsection, and he's going after that headgear once again. That's something that we saw the King of Kingsport, Bo James, do last week, and it ended up costing him the match against Murphy Costigan on television here last week. Yela trying to get into the head of the Scottish Lord. Quick go behind. Bobby Yela with a waist lock. I would not expect. There you go. He's going to work out of this, and a reversal by Murphy Costigan back to a side headlock in the center of the ring. Yellow's going to take him to the ropes. Try to fire him off, and Costigan just fired back with a big forearm. And now he's using Yellow's own headband to choke him. Never a good idea to wear jewelry or a headband or a T-shirt or anything like that into the ring. And you saw he's been working on that left arm, and he just dropped all of his body weight down on that shoulder. Now he's going to go to work on that left arm and shoulder. One of the greats in this sport, Ole Anderson, used to say, a table can't stand on 3 legs. You take that arm away, and a man can't fight back. It's sound strategy for sure. Float over into a hammerlock there by Murphy. Oh, and he's got him tied up. Now he's got the hammerlock back, and he's cranking back. That's going to work on both shoulders, both elbows. It's going to work out the abdominals and the pectoral majors, the muscles in the chest. And the fans now picking up the chant of USA, and that's going to drive Cuban crazy. It seems to be giving Bobby Yela a little bit of energy. Back and forth, right-hand shots from Bobby Yela. And once again, Murphy Costigan with a single-arm DDT drops the man down. He floats over for a pin, only got a 2 count. Bobby Yela's still in this. He's not going to be taken out that easily. Costigan has worked this match down into his forte, mat wrestling. He's got that top wrist lock, a reverse top wrist lock. And the fans chanting USA, they're solidly behind Bad Luck Bobby Yela. They want him to win this match. And what a turn of events this has been. After what happened here 2 weeks ago with Bobby Yela and the Cuban Assassin and Tony Ray, the fans have little by little over the intervening 2 weeks, they're starting to get more and more behind Bobby Yela as he shows that he's not really down with the program, the anti-American program of the Cuban Assassin. A couple of big forearm shots and takes him back into the corner. And the big bruiser from Glasgow, Scotland, got him in the corner, and now he's working on that arm. That same shoulder, fans, he's identified a point of focus, and he is staying on it like a laser. That left shoulder and left arm of the champion. Big elbow, high impact, right on the prefrontal lobe. Murphy goes to shoot him off. Yela reverses, comes back with a drop kick. Fans behind him, he's got him covered in a 1.5 count. Costigan is a deceptively big man, about 6'3", 6'4", well up into the 250, 260 mark on the weight. And Bobby Yela, while he's a large individual, body weight-wise and build-wise, he's not in the same class with Costigan as far as just the size of the man. Costigan actually deceptively large man. Folks, you can't really tell on television how big he really is until you're standing beside of him. Fans right with this match. And Bobby Yela working hard to try to get to the ropes to make a break here. And the Cuban coming around. There he made it to the ropes. The Cuban Assassin right here in seeing. Oh, and he just some additional punishment on the break there for Murphy Costigan. Yela suffering. He's had some damage done to that left shoulder, but he's back to his vertical base, back on his feet. Big forearm shot right between the shoulder blades, perfectly legal. This, however, is not legal and very humiliating. And a kick to the rope as Yela's throat was draped over that middle rope. Technically, he didn't choke him, but he got the desired effect out of it. Yela fighting back from underneath. He fires a shot into the midsection, a second one, and a third one. Oh, and look at that. And there you have it. The wrestler resorted to biting the man to regain the advantage. I'm really surprised at this point big elbow there, that the Cuban Assassin has not been a bigger factor in this match. You see him right there in the corner. He's talking to Bobby Yela, and the entire time Murphy Costigan is just one offensive move after another. Drops an elbow across the chest and sternum, knocking the wind out of Bobby Yela. He's going to cover him. He tied him up, but he only got a 2. Long 2 count there. Referee T.J. Walker signaling to both men and our television audience here that it was only a 2 count. The fans have come up with a new chant here in the arena tonight, and unbelievably, they are solidly behind Bobby Yela in this matchup. And once again, Costigan working on those fingers. As I mentioned earlier, that is not exactly Marcus of Queensbury rules. And he's got him locked up. Sort of a modified Shinanumaki. Referee T.J. Walker in to make sure that it's not a chokehold or possibly cutting the wind off in any way, but it might very well be a submission at this point. Bobby could lose consciousness. He's going to check him. Referee's going to check him. There's one. There's one, fans. He's signaling there's one. And there's 2. If it goes down a third time, that's it. Murphy Costigan will be our new television champion here in APW. No. Oh, there. Bobby's letting the fans know he's still in it. He's still conscious. He's fighting his way back up out of it. Both men back to their feet. Right hand shot, left hand shot. Another left hand, a right hand. And there, as Costigan opened himself. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The Cuban reached out and tripped Bobby. And now he's in there and attacking his own man. The match, at this point, the match is over. And the Cuban Assassin and Murphy Costigan just absolutely pounding the stuffing out of Bobby Yela in a 2-on situation here. And there's Costigan. He's loading that headgear up with something, and he just headbutted Bobby, and I think Bobby Yela's unconscious. Any movement out of Yela at this point is going to be purely reflexive action. Oh, and then again a headbutt to the ribs, and they're just laying the boots to him. Fans, they're stomping a mud puddle in him, and then they're going to walk it dry. All right. Well, there you have it. The match is thrown out as a DQ on the interference from the Cuban Assassin.
This American Pro Wrestling Television Championship match has been deemed a no contest.
We'll be back, fans. We'll be back right after this.